last interview. Hey guys, Jim Chester closing out New Beginnings. I got Dr. Adam Del Toro here with me. He's going to tell you a little bit about what he does and why he's changing the landscape of the way people take care of the cranial sacral stuff. So tell me a little bit about your technique, man.
Well, you know, chiropractors get 80% of their patients well by adjusting 20% of the nervous system, totally ignoring this other 80% where the original nerve impulse is generated, created, and produced. This is the above-down part of the equation. So this technique basically incorporates use of tiny balloons that are inserted in the nose, quickly inflated, opens up the breathing passageways, mobilizes the bones of the face and cranium, and basically just optimizes brain function. That's what it does.
Yeah, and I was at a Cal Jam when I first met Adam here, and you did the technique to me, and honestly, it changed my life. It gave me the opportunity to have a more clear nasal passageway, and it just changed my sinuses, man.
Well, you know, that's the thing, that word that you use as a key word is clear. Not only opening your breathing passageways, but you just feel such mental clarity. It takes all the tension and torque off the dura. It allows the brain to have enough room to function, and the primary thing it does is it allows the cerebral spinal fluid to flow throughout the brain and spinal cord unimpeded, which is, as Dr. Fred Schofield called it, liquid light. I mean, that's so necessary for proper neurological function, and that's what this technique does. Other than breathing, which is probably the most obvious thing it does, it just optimizes brain function, and after you get it done like 8 or 10 times, you just feel clear as a bell. You just want to feel like that all the time. So that was the key word.
And I know you said some things off camera that you help a lot of people with this. And I saw your talk, a little bit of it too. Will you share a little bit about what your talk was about so people that didn't come to New Beginnings can kind of get a little taste of it?
Oh, sure. You know, basically it was just an introduction to this very unique procedure. I didn't invent it, so it's not my technique. It's been around since the early 1900s. Actually pioneered by a doctor named Dr. Richard Stober. So it's kind of it evolved from a previous form of endonasal cranial adjusting called bilateral nasal specific. So what I do is I incorporate SOT procedures, and basically what we try to do is clear everything below the occiput before we even address the cranium, and then we use the balloons to go in and unlock the cranial fixations and mobilize the cranial system, take the torque off the dura. Then we use a whole series of post-inflation cranial adjusting procedures as taught by Major DeJarnette, and go in and just finish the technique. It's a complete head-to-toe technique, primarily focusing again on how the impulse is generated at the source before focusing on how the impulse is transmitted via the spinal nerves.
And let's talk a little bit about New Beginnings and what brought you out here, man.
You know, my good friend Peter Morgan, he was my roommate in college. He kept telling me about this special group, New Beginnings, where they're very philosophically based. I came out, I've never been here before, but I feel like I've known these people my whole life. They were so warm, so welcoming. They just made me feel like I was the only guy here. Everywhere I went, people were shaking my hand, hugging me, welcoming me into their group, interested in what I had to say. It's just such a warm feeling and a warm place to be. I'm coming back every year. This is my new family, and it's so philosophically based. That's the thing that I love about it. That's the thing that we're losing in the chiropractic profession is our roots, our philosophical roots of what makes us separate and distinct from any other health profession. And that's our philosophy, and the fact that we're naturally right.
And if people wanted to learn more about what you do, how can they reach out to you? Or is there any? Do you train people how to do this?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I have a few seminars coming up. The next one's in Burbank in December. We're going to do another one in Northern California, San Mateo, I think in March. I'm at every chiropractic convention. I'm going to be at Cal Jam. Billy D, anybody who hasn't been to Cal Jam definitely has to go. That place rocks. That is one of the top conventions in all the world. Then I'll be at Parker in Vegas in March. So I'll have a booth there. Anybody wants to experience the technique, just stop by. I'll be there to work on you then. And then we're going to be in Amsterdam Dam in April, right after Chiro, Europe. So Chiro, Europe is another one. Mark Hudson, he's the man. Just, we'll be attending that, and then we'll be teaching a seminar probably the week after Chiro, Europe.
Well, there you have it from the man, Dr. Adam Del Toro. He's telling you all about what he does and how he can help you. And we are going to close out. This is our last interview here at New Beginnings, and I'm happy to go to New York City. I've never been there before. But,
we're
but,
going.
but before we end up signing off to everybody, let's give a good New Beginnings hug.
Thank you for everything you do. I just want to put a shout out to this guy. This guy, he's not even a chiropractor, and he's doing more to promote chiropractic on a global level than almost anybody I know. And his work is professional, and he's delivering the message for us that needs to be delivered, that needs to be put out there. And, he's the man. So thank you very much for everything you do.
Thanks, Doc.
You know what? You're both good guys. Let's go home.
All right, thank you.
See you guys. Thanks for joining me all weekend.
Take care.
Signing off from New Beginnings.